What's not to love about La Traviata? La Traviata is obviously it's one of Verdi's greatest operas, and that's saying a lot because he wrote so many. But the thing about La Traviata that grabs me the most is the fact that it is almost a proto La Boheme. That is to say, there's a realism to the emotion that you feel, even though it takes place in a time and where the mores of the time don't necessarily comport to what the casual 21st century audience member might relate to. The emotions and the characterization, particularly of Violetta, this great heroine, they're so real and they're so meaningful. It's incredibly touching, and the power with which Verdi describes and communicates the totality of the anguish of the situation is incredible. I'm amazed at how Verdi can use the same basic materials. Take, for example, the accompanimental figures. If you listen to it and you didn't know the story, and you didn't know anything about it, and you're just excerpting certain elements of La Traviata, you'd say, well, this sounds just like Il Trovatore. Well, it's true that he was writing Il Trovatore and La Traviata essentially at the same time. Using the same building blocks, though, he's able to make a completely different world from the 15th century Spanish gypsy world of Il Trovatore to what was for him a contemporary 19th century Parisian world, using the same materials. It's just a sign of genius. Mozart does the same thing. I have had really wonderful experiences with La Traviata. I made my Metropolitan Opera debut with La Traviata in 2010, and it was in the production, it was the last performances of the Franco Zeffirelli production, and it was with Angela Gheorghiu, and it was with Tom Hampson. And then I've done other performances also at the Metropolitan Opera in the Willy Decker production with Natalie Dessay and He Kyung Hong and Dmitry Orestovsky and Placido Domingo. So it's been a great piece for me in a big company like the Metropolitan Opera, but I have been really blessed to do it in other places as well. And one of the exciting things for me about this particular production, the sets that we are using are from the original, come from Colorado, where I was blessed, and I can't remember what year it was, to conduct the premiere of that production. The sets by Bruno Schwengel, and it's very beautiful production. And so I'm excited about doing that. But La Traviata has been a piece that I've done many times, and it means an awful lot to me. One of the things that I think is very obvious and very compelling about La Traviata is how Verdi sustains the role of Violetta through her illness and through this tremendous change of heart that she has. It's not so much a change of heart as it is a development of heart based on her kindness and her own goodwill, and the fact that of all the characters in this opera, she is the one that is most adult. She is the one that is most mature. And she does this tremendous sacrifice in the second act. And adults who are willing to sacrifice everything, particularly in the light of a life-threatening, and indeed in this case a life-ending disease, those kinds of people are particularly endearing, and there's not enough of them in the opera world or the real world itself. I think you can feel this, the way Verdi underpins the emotion of everything that Violetta sings. And by the time you get to the last act, your heart is breaking for her, and you love her. Absolutely. It's almost as if the role of Violetta to Verdi is similar to what Madame Butterfly was, say, to Puccini. You just absolutely can't avoid the fact that you know the composer loves and sympathizes with this woman with all his heart.